Hey Grace families, Michael Campbell here, family pastor in one of the classrooms that the children will be hearing the lesson of Eli's sons and when they disobeyed God in 1 Samuel chapters 4 to 6. And so hopefully this time now is a moment where you can prepare your hearts and the children's hearts as they enter into a biblical dialogue from the teachers on how we can properly honor God. And so within this story, the Ark of the Covenant was a physical reminder of God's tangible presence with his people. And so rather than treat the ark with reverence, they treated it as some sort of good luck charm. And so in the Bible story, what we see happen is when the ark was taken from the people of Israel. So in times of war or when people of Israel were on the move, the ark was kept in the Holy of Holies in the tabernacle. And so once a year, a priest would approach the ark and sprinkle blood on the mercy seat on the ark's top for the forgiveness of the people and their sins. And so the ark and what it represented was temporal and actually pointed forward to the substantial reality of God who would come and actually live among us. And so when we realize that Jesus lived a perfect life and then died in our place, we see that Jesus is better than the ark because he is always with us, and we are filled with thankfulness because of what he has done. So Jesus is better than the bulls and the goats whose blood was sprinkled on the ark because of his sacrifice is once and for all, which Hebrews 10 talks about. And this should ultimately lead us to worship. That is what we're going through today. Even 1 Peter talks about praising God the Father through the sanctification of the Spirit and the sprinkling of his blood, talking about Jesus Christ. But we should be humbled and filled with confidence when we realize that Jesus, who lived perfectly in the human flesh, died and then was resurrected and ascended into heaven, where he and his glorified human body prays and advocates for us and is satisfied with that work, and so properly interceding for us on our behalf. And so this should give us confidence in this life that no matter what we face, God's Holy Spirit is with us and the Son is going before us. And because Jesus stands between the Father and us, we can fully approach the throne of grace with boldness so that we might receive mercy and find grace to help us at the proper time. And so we can go before God daily because of the life of Jesus. And we see people in Israel in this story of Eli's sons, how they didn't take it with reverence, and they took advantage of the system that God ultimately put in place for Israel. So how do we, as parents and guardians, guard the hearts and minds of our children as they encounter the presence of God in church, out of church? And so here's some questions to ask in the rest of the thread and some talking points, but hopefully you can use these and it only encourages you into a further discipleship with our children. Till next time, God bless and take care.